for your very incisive questions. I want to make two clarifications. The first is that we did not ban Twitter. We simply suspended indefinitely the activities of Twitter. The second is that we did not suspend the activities of Twitter because they deleted Mr. President's tweet. Not at all. We are very unambiguous on why we suspended Twitter. I will now go to answer the questions, and then, of course, I would the one that bothers Mr. Chairman on the duration. I will also answer that, inshallah. Yes, the first question is what have we taken into consideration Nigerians doing business on Twitter? And the answer is yes. It's because there's a country called Nigeria that people can do business on any platform. And this is very, very fundamental. Two, we did not, there are other platforms, Facebook, Google Hangout, WhatsApp, for people to use. But in a matter of national security, individual interests will lag behind. We've been asked, was it banned?
What is the federal government doing?
Yes, what is the federal government doing? Well, incidentally, like I said, the Twitter, the suspension is indefinite, it's not banned, and we said the doors are not closed. We are willing to speak to Twitter. Twitter has written a letter seeking for government dialogue, and just today I did issue a statement in which I announced the government team that is ready to meet Twitter, chaired by my humble self with the Minister of Justice, Minister of Communication, Minister of Works and Housing, the Minister of Labor, State Labor, and I think, yes, and some agencies of government. When I leave here, I intend to see whether we can have a preliminary meeting of that committee. So we hope that the committee will be able to meet first, and that the committee will have good dialogue and understanding with the Twitter. But like we said, there are two basic things that Twitter or any OTT or social media needs to do. They must first be registered as a Nigerian company, after which they will apply for a license. Other conditions will come up as we go along. Thank you. I'm asked, I've answered that question that we did not suspend Twitter because of Mr. President's, because they deleted Mr. President's tweet. And why did I wait for Mr. President's tweet to be deleted before the suspension, even though I knew all along that IPOB had been using Twitter as a platform? I think our efforts to rid Nigeria of fake news, disinformation, started in 2017. And I'm happy that my chairman is here. When we organized a National Council on Information in Jos Plateau State to address the issue of fake news and disinformation. And there we said that the next war will be caused by fake news. How prophetic we were. In 2018, we started an advocacy program whereby we went from media house to the other, seeking their support in weeding out fake news. Some supported us, some did not. When we were convinced that they were not going to listen, said that we were going to regulate the social media, we wrote to NUJ, we wrote to Guild of Editors, they stopped us. Now, as for Twitter, there are two issues about Twitter. Number one, Twitter is not even registered in Nigeria. So who do we talk to? But despite that, I know that on record that the social media department of the government actually severally asked Twitter to bring down a lot of tweets, which they refused. They said it does not offend their rules. And you see, one thing must be clear. Who is Twitter? Are they a platform, content creator, or are they the judge? We're talking about a sovereign country, and that will not be ruled by the laws of a multinational, no matter how powerful it is. So, for us, why did we act now? There's no time we would have taken a decision that would not have the kind of reaction we're having now. No time. But it has got to a stage after persistent, appeal to Twitter. And we saw how policemen were being killed, how soldiers were being targeted, how Christians were, and they were using Twitter. That's so it says that we say enough is enough. Honestly, like I say, we owe no responsibility to Twitter. It's not registered in Nigeria. It does not employ any Nigerian. It does not pay taxes in Nigeria. If Nigerians do make money through Twitter, unfortunately, Nigeria has to be a country first before they can make that money. And like I said, there are other platforms available to them. But hopefully, if we're able to resolve this matter quickly, they will resume the use of Twitter. There's the question about what is NBC doing? What is NCC, NBC, and NCC to checkmate the platforms?
As regulators.
As regulators. I know that both NCC and NBC monitor on a daily basis, not just these platforms, but the entire broadcast, environment. But the thing about social media is that it caught the entire world by storm. As we speak today, UK, EU are all struggling to come by with laws to regulate social media. Australia, Singapore, same. Now, it's because the thing about social media is that when they came, they were neither communication nor information. So they were operating under the radar. And it's only recently that governments all over the world started realizing that, wait a minute, these people are doing business, they're not licensed, neither here or anywhere in the world. And they say, no, this must stop. And you are causing a lot of trouble is too small a word. Look, it was said that Hillary Clinton lost the last election because of social media. It was fake news. The first fake news was that she was suffering from very bad health. Second was that she had ties with the terrorists. And I think the third fake news was that the Pope did not support her, or that the Pope supported Trump. And these were all fake news. So the issue of fake news is not today, and the struggle to regulate social media is not today. We will continue, both NBC and both NCC. And that is what the first thing we said today is that all online medias come and register. Let's even know who you are. Then we say these are the rules, these are the do's, these are the don'ts. But like I said, it's not peculiar to Nigeria. Even UK now is trying to regulate its social media. EU is trying to regulate social media. France recently fined Google $267 million for anti-monopoly, antitrust. So it's not unique to Nigeria, but we'll continue to do our best. Why ban Twitter outright without giving them time to put right? Know them. They're not registered with us. They are known to us in law. And like I said, honestly, it's suspension, not ban. But again, like I said, we have several times asked them to remove certain tweets that we found offensive, that we found was not in the interest of Nigeria. Did we have to wait for Mr. President's tweet to be put down before acting on the issue of social media? I said it again. That's not. Yes. And what is the duration of the ban? I've answered it also. That we hope that from today we're able to engage them. Do you take note? Do you take into cognizance that the impression created that the ban was because of the fact that Twitter took down the president's tweet? I've answered that again. Thank you, sir. If executive seems Twitter as security threat, any dialogue with them? Yes, we've tried to dialogue with them, but they rebuffed us. Foreign investors' reaction. Honestly, like I said, but foreign investor, every country in the world is facing what we are facing in terms of fake news, in terms of even the U.S. There are 4 bills before U.S. Congress today, trying to say what do we do with the social media. So it's not just alone. And as for investment, Twitter is a very bad example. They have not invested 1 penny in Nigeria. Rather invest, they went to Ghana, and yet the target market is Nigeria. Say Twitter is not the only social media platform. Why ban Twitter?
The question is not clear.
Yes, I think yes. But honestly, we suspended Twitter because Twitter became a platform of choice for those that want to bring down this country. If any other platform does it, we would suspend the operations too. Because it is because there's a country called Nigeria that they can have business. Any way to set up a Nigerian
alternative to Twitter? What are we doing to
Thank you very much. Honestly, I think this is a good opportunity for our very resourceful Nigerians to also look at how they can, have an app that can replace Twitter, and it will be patronized by all of us. We've received a few approaches. I want to encourage them. There's this question: licensing.
What about, okay, what are you doing to ensure local content if you eventually you bring them back?
Yes, how are we going to ensure local content if we bring back? I think, like we said, we have these 2 very important, non-negotiable conditions. First, register with CAC. 2, you'll be licensed. The issue of, local content whatsoever, we look into if appropriate. But already, you can see that from our broadcasting code, we are very heavy on local content already.
Why have regulators overlooked the infractions of the social media over time? NBC, NCC, we just allow them to go.
Yeah, like we said, why has NBC, NCC overlooked it? It's because they were never registered. And like I said, this infraction is not unique to Nigeria. It's everywhere in the world. When I read, and in Nigeria in particular, about 2 weeks ago, found out that there are about 476 online publications devoted to just bringing down this government. 476 of them. So it's a social media is a menace everywhere in the world, and they are faster than the world, because every day new applications are coming up. We just have to struggle to catch up with them. And we believe that the best way to start is by regulating them, is by ensuring that they register with us as Nigerian companies first, and then they take license, and there will be do's and don'ts. And if you do what you are not supposed to do, we fine you. People are using
VPN to bypass
the restriction.
What is the federal government doing about that?
Well, my advice to anybody using VPN is to stop it. Because when you use VPN, it exposes your entire data, including your bank accounts. No, I'm serious. So please, if you're using VPN and you think you are hurting Lai Mohammed, you are hurting yourself.
There is one. Okay, that's all. Generally, if there's another one,
Well, I think I've tried to address the issues with.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes. Are you? No. Hold on. Because after this public hearing, so we have done our. If you have a question that has to do with what we are